wait till I get a new fucking camera. As soon as I get a new camera, I'm gonna take this phone and I'm gonna smash it with a fucking hammer 100 times. I can't fucking stand this piece of shit. My mom gave me, I have 2 phones. She gave me this one, and dude, I could open it and it'll take 15 minutes to open. I could send a message and it won't load for 10 minutes. And I go on my other phone that's a track phone from 4 years ago, like that. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Cancels out. I was recording a video and it said Snapchat has stopped working. I wouldn't even own fucking Snapchat. But anyways, you know, I'm a little pissed off because of the phone. But anyways, I couldn't sleep last night, which is part of it too. Dude, somebody on the dock I was used to fish on. She had came over with her daughter, and her daughter's fine as fuck. I ain't never seen her before. So, yeah, dude. I seen her daughter, and they were talking shit. I guess they were talking shit. It seemed like it anyway, so I'm not quite sure, but she had this kid, dude, and the mom was like being quiet, you know what I mean? So I looked right at the bitch's face, and she like, stop talking. Bitch, fuck you. But she's like, he don't know how to fish. He don't know how to fish. You see the fish he's catching? He don't know how to fish. Because I'm catching bluegills. Mind you. Okay. That bitch ain't never out here. Ever. Whatever, right? She with her little boyfriend. They went out in the boat. Whatever. She goes, what kind of bait you got? And he said minnows and artificial bait. I'm sitting there thinking, like, bitch, you only got fucking minnows then, because other shit ain't worth fuck. You might be able to use it, but that shit really ain't big. But they're out there doing all that shit. And I'm sitting there like, how the fuck are you going to judge me? You don't even see me fish. You don't know what I do. All you're seeing is me cast out a certain way. But to be honest, dude, I haven't slept in over 2 days. I'm fucking exhausted. So, of course, I'm just going to cast my bobber out a little bit, wait for, I'll pop the bobber. I'm not going to be actively fishing. I'm tired. Well, they had something to say about that. I really didn't give a fuck. So, yeah. And then I'm sitting there, and bitch is talking to her son and everything. I ain't trying to call her a bitch, but she was being a bitch, so she's a bitch. Sitting there talking about, oh, my son could probably cast out better than him. Bitch, I'd like to watch it. Have your 4-year-old son cast that bitch out. I want to watch him catch a fish. Shut the fuck up. Whole time. Again, I'm staring right in that bitch's face. Like this. How you doing? And they don't like that because kill him with kindness, you know what I mean? Because I will go right over that bitch. But see, we're in Florida and that's private property and I ain't trying to get shot. But I do carry a big ass knife with me. I got a couple actually. So the situation is reversed. You got about 40 seconds till you get stabbed the fuck up. I wouldn't even come approach me. I'm a nice ass guy, but as soon as you threaten my life, I'm taking yours, bro. I don't give a fuck. My dad died when I was fucking 6 years old in Baltimore. I'm going out like him. You might be able to, but I'm not. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But anyways, that's kind of my rant, dude. I was sitting here fishing. I'm having a good time, and I'm fucking tired as fuck. And after excitedness of me fucking getting to see my great-grandfather on the internet, and getting to see my grandfather who passed away when I was, I don't even know. He passed away in 2000. I just looked at the record last night. And he actually, I just learned, he fucking served in Vietnam. My grandfather served in Vietnam. And he came out, was disabled, and fell asleep while driving and died. My other grandpa, his father, was in World War II. The Brady's. And as I'm looking it up, dude, there's like a million records with my last name. And I gotta go through that bitch and put in my mom's maiden last name and my dad's and all this shit like that. And as I'm doing it, dude, these articles were popping up. Told you my dad was killed when I was 3 or 4 or 5, 6, around that area, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you, I was sitting there last night and I'm reading through all this shit. And the article pops up and it explains how my dad died. Motherfucker, I didn't know my dad was on fucking parole for a fucking drug charges. I did not know that he went to Baltimore and stopped at 4 or 5 different cities just trying to buy weed for his homeboy before actually getting shot. I did not know his homeboy got out the car and left after, and then did the report. How the fuck does that happen? Everyone said, that sounded like he got set up. Shit. Bitch, I wish I knew the person. I'm gonna clock their ass right now. If you got a Glock, let me know. Alright, look at that, big boy. I don't give no fuck. Stay over there, fuck boy. But yeah, dude, the thing with the people fishing and trying to just like talk shit about me, that shit doesn't really bother me until you're continually doing it after I've been nice to you. At that point, and this might sound fucked up, but I'll walk up and slap a bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna like assault you, but fuck that shit. I ain't talking about the female either. I'm talking about the man. He a bitch. I'm gonna be all zesty and shit. You got a problem? You come say it to my chest to me. Sit there and talk some shit to your little girl. And I've been dealing with some stuff, like anger issues and everything. I dealt with that when I was a kid. So I've been getting rid of that shit. I really don't have anger issues no more. Ever so I see red when I fight. It's not that I see red when I fight, dude. It's just I know that if we get into a fight, I'm not going to be fair with you. I'm just going to pull my knife out and stab you as soon as I can. As soon as I can. Or I'm going to shoot you. So, I might fight you, depending on how you look, but chances are I've seen many videos of dudes that look completely normal, dude, and they'll be arguing over like a french fry, and then the guy will stab the other guy. And I'm not trying to go out like that. I'd rather be the guy stabbing you, you know what I mean? As fucked up as that sounds, I ain't getting stabbed. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I couldn't do it. So being where I live at, everyone's got this facade where they think they're the shit. Especially old ass men. Back in my day, my God, that was like 40 years ago. Get over it. What about today? Oh, you trying to bite me? You trying to bite me? You're the smallest mind cichlid I think I've ever caught. And homeboy is literally actively biting my stringer. His teeth, again, they're not the sharpest, but he just got a point or two on there. You can see it. Let me get to the camera. Got a point or two on there. The small ones, I'm not worried about, dude. But the bigger one, yeah, he'll bite into my finger. This guy will just bite the tip of my finger. The point is, I actually ain't gonna let him get to that point. I'm actually gonna take this knife and dispatch him. Watch this. Yeah, how'd that feel, B? I just stepped on your whole fucking head. I seen some Asian people doing that shit. I don't give a fuck. Your life is mine. Thank you for honoring it and giving it to me, though. But That was probably disrespectful, but I don't give a fuck. Fuck this guy. I've already given him thanks. But truth be told, I'm like that with every mindset, but I just don't want to fuck with them because they look intense, dude. They're an aggressive fish, first off. And second off, let me see if I can do it. See his face? Homeboy mad at me right now. He can't close his mouth because I have my hand in his gills right now, but it's alright. Oh, this is what I was trying to get to. He's kind of slippery, so I'm trying to put my finger back into his gill plate without letting go of him like that. I'm just gonna use my fillet knife. There we go. That way I can get a good holding up and everything. And this is the first time I tried doing this with him. But when I grabbed on his jaw, I realized every fish like that, when you grab on their jaw, they can't close down. I mean, he probably actually could if he had a good jaw. He just hit my fingernail. But it's right here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, mine. Nah, bro. I mean, I don't mind holding you, but as long as you don't smack me, my fucking hands on the spines are cool. As I cut through your spine. All right. Again, like I said, thank you, Lord, and thank you, fish. This is gonna be my dinner. Now, I was gonna be out here a little bit longer, dude. I had a guy I met yesterday. He was actually fishing right next to me. He was fishing right next to me, and I never met him before. He's actually one of my neighbors, and I've never met him before. And I have repeated this in the video I made yesterday, but when I got home, I didn't upload it because I was tired. And homie's still, his body's so alive still that he's moving back and forth. You know, bed. But I was gonna stay out longer because he asked me, he said, hey, how long do you usually fish till? I said, about 3. And right now it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I say in the morning, but it feels like it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I've been out here since 5 o'clock in the morning and I've been up since 2 days ago. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm fucking tired. But I wasn't tired last night. Tired enough to go to fuck sleep for some reason. Whatever. And I feel bad about this. Okay, I broke my own rule. See how tiny the guy is? The only reason I caught him and kept him is because I was using him as live bait. And I hooked him up here instead of back here. So I just wanted to see what it would do. And it didn't do much. I did have, I think it was a bass. I'm not quite sure, okay? I had him like this, and I was flicking him into the water. And all of a sudden, because I have him on bobber, I see the bobber go and take off a good distance. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of fucked up and reeled down on that bitch. And the fish that did have it let go and did not ever try and get it again. So whatever it was like, oh yeah, that's got a hook in it. Fuck that. Because he did not even try to come back. When I did it the other day, I actually did it with a bluegill probably like closer to this size, somewhere in between this size and this size. So you had like something small but wide kind of. And oh my hand, when I threw it out there, it hooked it the same way, and I reeled it in slowly, not fast, but slowly. And when I got to the dock, dude, I seen a garfish was chasing it. So I just opened the bail, and it was like doing like that, but the fish was too big for its mouth. So all it was doing is going like this, and the hook was, I guess, facing this way. So I just kept hitting it, and it didn't even put any bite marks into the fish at all. But I could see something picked up and took it with it. Like I seen the bobber move horizontal fast. It wouldn't go down, it wouldn't go up. It was just going straight fast. So I was like, that's weird. That's definitely a fish. And I was watching YouTube videos the other day because I catch small bluegills all the time and I release them, and I want to catch a bass. And everyone's saying just use the small bluegills to catch a bass. And I was like, oh shit, all right, cool. I'm going off camera because I'm going to get some water. It's thirsty. But I'll be right back in a second. Sorry, there's an ice cap right here. They recommend that you drink 2 to 2.5 liters of water a day in Florida because it's so hot. This is a 2 liter. And as hot as it is, I never drank this much water a day. I might chug the fuck out of it every now and then, but I can't drink consistently water. It makes me pee so much, dude. But as long as you're not like over hot and shit, you'll be straight. But yeah, they recommend you drink like 2 to 3 liters of water a day. I seen some guy on the internet. It's like, I drink a gallon of water a day. And I was like, fuck that shit. That shit will give you water toxicity. If you don't know what that is, it's when you drink too much water and your body starts to fucking die from it. Because all you're doing is drinking water and flushing out all your minerals and shit. So you just have pure water and your body can't handle that. It's gotta have electrolytes in your body that mix in with the water. Your body uses a technique called osmosis. And you learn about that shit in biology if you fucking learned about it. And your skin and your cells and shit will actually leach water from your organs and all that other shit when you need it. That's why they recommend you have water if you pop your shit up like that. But it also sticks to the inside of your lungs and helps so you can breathe better. Which is another reason why they suggest you drink a lot of water when it's hot. My favorite reason is it just fucking feels amazing to drink ice cold water on a hot day. I mean, I literally am the kind of person that even though my house is 3 minutes away, I don't want to go back to the house and come back out. So I'd rather pack 4 or 5 of those 2 liter bottles and freeze them the night before and throw them in my cooler and let one sit out overnight. That way I have a drink in the morning and then the rest of them thaw out during the day. Then me just go home and get a drink. I'd just rather do what I do. It's easier. I have cold drinks all day. 2 of my containers are still frozen. I've been out here for 6 hours. Ooh. Hell yeah. So this is a different fillet knife. This is the fillet knife from the house. I have mine too, but I sharpened this one yesterday. And it's a hell of a lot different, dude. Holy fuck. Look how clean that is. I mean, I can feel the bone. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, but my other knife is kind of dull. And it's not a fillet knife, it's a boning knife. So it's meant to go in around bones and clean up the cartilage and shit. It ain't supposed to be doing this. Although you can use it to do it, because I do it all the time. Point is, it was too dull. So I went and I sharpened this one up yesterday, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try it today, and I'm glad I brought it because it's a lot better sharpened. I think I'm going to sharpen my other knife too. We got some eggs. Consistently, like I was telling you, yellow belly has eggs. The yellow ones are females. The dark body is a male. It's not going to have any eggs in it. If you're worried about the population of the fish you like, learn which ones are the females and let them go. I'm not really that worried about it. I fish every day, but I do this thing where I release the small fish. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or girl. And I release the same size fish all the time, so they all have an equal chance. But, in my opinion, the girls taste a little bit sweeter. The men usually have more meat in them. That being said, you can find a giant girl, but I haven't really found one. All the big panfish I see, all the big bluegills I get are all male. They don't have eggs or nothing. I bet you this stomach piece down here by the breastplate, it looks like it's got a lot of fat in it, even though fish doesn't have a lot of fat in the meat. Oh, look at that. My phone actually tells me when it's going to die while I'm recording. I didn't know that. My other one just fucking dies. Like, fuck you. Sorry about your luck. It just turns off. But yeah, I'm one of those guys that absolutely does not even see even one bone in my fish. If there's one bone in my fish, I'm not eating it. I'll sit there and get rid of it and go fishing and get another fish. But honestly, that doesn't happen to me. I usually get all the bones out. And if there's a small bone, I haven't found one yet, so. And nobody else has either, so. I mean, shit. I do pretty good filleting. Then again, I was taught by a few different people. And I always tell people I don't know how to do something because then they're more likely to show you their version of how to do something. And then, or I'll be like, yeah, I know how to do my way. But then they want you to show them first so they can show you up. I usually like, nah, I don't know how to do that. And then they'll be like, oh, do it like this. And I'll come out and they'll be like, what the fuck? I thought you know how to do it. And I'm like, yeah, well, actually I did. I just want to see what you had to do. You gotta flip that shit around sometimes, you know? I was gonna get an electric fillet knife, dude. I had one here when I first got here. There was one in the cabinet my uncle had left here. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know what the fuck it was, so I didn't fish. It was like an electric turkey carver or some shit. And I tried to use that bitch to carve a chicken, and that shit was ass, dude. So I just threw it in the trash. I wish I didn't do that. But I can't change the past. Alright. Now when I go home, and you guys are gonna see this in the video, I'm going to upload yesterday's video and this video. But y'all not gonna know it until you watch the second video. So I guess it's a surprise. But what I was gonna say is my mom is supposed to be coming home tomorrow early in the morning. And as y'all know, I get out here at 6 o'clock in the morning. I either am not going to fish tomorrow or I'm only gonna fish for a very brief moment. It depends on what time she gets there. And quite honestly, how much of this fish I've eaten before she gets home. Because I love to make sure my mom comes to the house with a good fish fry. My mom loves fish. And when I showed her I was fishing, when I started fishing, she was like, "You're eating good." And I was like, "Yeah, I catch it myself." And she really likes it. Dude, I remember I was first time, and I've told people this 100 times. She's probably tired here. But she's the one that brought it up. Look, I was fucking at home. She had just got home. She comes to the house, and she just likes to crash. So she was chilling in her room watching TV, doing God knows whatever, you know, just sitting there relaxing. So she had fallen asleep. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I like the company, but, you know, if she's tired, I'd rather her sleep. So she's sleeping, and I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry. Fuck it. So I sit there, I got my fish filleted already, and, you know, everything's ready. And I'm sitting there, and I had my fish, And I had enough fish that I separated it too, just in case she was hungry because it smells good. I want her to be able to eat. So I'm sitting there and I'm putting the oil on, and season the oil with lemon pepper, some adobo, just a little sprinkle, so you don't burn your oil or nothing. And then I dip it in some Louisiana fish fry, and I fucking throw it in the fryer, and I fried that bitch up. Probably 2 minutes into me frying that bitch up. Needless to say, okay, I skipped part of the story. 2 minutes into me frying it up, she wakes up. But before that, let me track back. She told me to wake her up at like 5, and I'm like, all right. I said, I'm not going to do that. She goes, what do you mean you're not going to do that? I said, I'm not going to be able to do that. Every time you tell me to get you up, you just look at me and either bitch me out or just go, yeah, and they never get up. I said, so why the fuck do I keep trying? I said, you just yell at me when you wake up. And she's like, I'm sorry. I said, no, that's cool. I don't give a fuck. But you just yell at me when you wake up. So it's kind of fucked up. And anyway, so she told me to wake her up at 5. I walked in there. I woke her up. I was like, you want to get up? And she said, no, don't wake me up again. I said, okay, whatever. I said, you know you said that? She said, what do you mean? I said, are you aware that you just told me that? She said, yeah. I said, okay, all right, whatever, fuck over. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cook dinner. She said, all right, I'm not hungry. I said, okay. I said, I'm not getting up, I'm tired, I'm not hungry anymore. So I said, okay. She was a little grumpy because I woke her up, but she told me to wake her up. What do you want me to do? So I'm sitting there and I'm frying my fish, and out of fucking nowhere, she goes, that smells good. I want some, and got up and walked out of the room and sat down at the table. I was like, oh, cool. Fuck yeah. By the time she came out and was like, sat down at the table, she was already going, that smells good in her room, and I heard her, and I already was just like, yep. I said, are you awake? She goes, yeah. I said, I'm throwing your fish on. She goes, all right. I said, because you're going to sit here and smell it, and you're going to tell me you're not hungry, and I'm going to get done cooking, put everything away, and you're going to be like, hey, can I have some of that? And I'm just going to give it to you. It's not because I don't want to go, it's like I just got done cleaning all that shit up, so I don't really want to throw it all up again to make more food. So I'd rather just give you the food to make it more. But that's the thing. I made food. My mom woke up out of a dead sleep after waking up and going, hey, I don't want to wake up. I'm tired. And that's how she recalled it. And to a point, it was like that. It might have been a little more bitchiness and attitude, but, whatever. If someone woke me up, I'd be the same way. But, not if they told me to wake them up. But I'm not complaining about it. It's, it's a story. And I still think it's crazy to this day that she woke up smelling fish and went from being, like, grumpy to happy in 20 seconds. And all I did was fry up a bluegill. Okay, another example, okay? And I feel horrible. You don't like me making videos? Don't watch. I don't give a fuck. Okay, anyways. You see that fucking yellow part? Obviously it's a female, I just told you that. Look how fucking small the meat is, dude. There's literally no meat on it. I mean, there is, but not really. I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I take it off. When I say there's no meat, it's enough for me to throw in the fryer, fry up a piece of it. And honestly, the smaller pieces are really good. Just like this. But it's still tiny, dude. Now, mind you, if you caught 50 of those motherfuckers, you might have a meal for like you and a couple people. And it would be good. But can you imagine catching 50 of these fuckers? Or even a big bluegill, dude? The meat you would have is astonishing. I know because when I go home, dude, at the end of the day, and I catch 15, 20, 25 fish, something like that, I'm just guesstimating. These motherfuckers have the most meat. And I can tell while cooking, after I fillet it, by looking at it, which fish is which. And, as you cook them in filet, you get used to that. But they also have a distinct flavor as well. But I mix the meat in the bag when I split it in half. And it comes out pretty fucking good. But yeah, dude. You imagine a fingernail width apart, eye to eye on this? This shit would be tiny. It'd be like this. But this shit's still big. Alright. Holy fuck, dude. I'm sharpening my fillet knife for real. I mean, yo. Y'all probably don't care, but I'm showing the camera when I get done how clean this fish is. I see y'all probably don't care. At least one viewer does. I had to cut to the breastplate because I butterflied it. So instead of messing anything up, I'm just gonna continue butterflying it so you can see the fish. Look how close I got to the meat. To the bone, I mean. I've gotten close like that before, but it was patchy, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't level. This bitch is level. Like, I went, shoop. And fillet knives are supposed to be like that. That's the whole point. But, fuck. Getting back to what I was talking about last night. I actually found it hard to sleep last night because I was so excited about finding out shit about my own family members that I've never met. And when I'm telling you, if you're like me and you know bits, pieces of like maybe a maiden name from one side